So we're back at the Basketball Time Machine. I'm here with NBA legend Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, in the mid-90s, I feel that there was a different kind of player arriving in terms of there was a new generation of different players in comparison to the 80s. Guys like Chris Webber, Jason Kidd, Penny Hardaway, Shaq, and so on. What was your feeling back in the day when you saw those guys coming into the league?
Oh, it was great. It was a great time to have young, energetic players like that coming in the league. Shaq came in the league, who was a major force. He was a one-man wrecking crew, man. He was a talented big man. To be his size and do some of the things he did was incredible. And came in with Penny Hardaway, and all those guys played on the same team. So it was a special team. But you saw just a new wave of talent coming in the league. You got guys who could play the up-tempo game, who can shoot the long ball, and do multiple things.
Now, you just mentioned Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal. Did you also believe that they are the team of the future and that they will win multiple championships?
Well, they definitely had the makings for that. They had a solid team, and I thought after they didn't get past, I think it was Houston in the championship, that team kind of got broken up after that. And once I think Shaq left and went to L.A., seemed like everything kind of exploded for him, and he just won multiple championships because it was the right team. He was there with Kobe Bryant, and you was bound to win.
The unfortunate situation in the 90s was like every single time a good player that played a little like Michael Jordan came into the league, the media, the fans, everybody was saying, oh, he's the next Jordan. You had that situation with Penny Hardaway. You had it with Jerry Stackhouse, with Grant Hill. Do you feel that this was always extra pressure, that was too much to carry for some players?
That's enormous pressure. I mean, you're comparing on expecting guys to be the greatest players ever played this game, and Michael Jordan. Instead of being yourself, be your own type of player. And if you get mentioned in the same breath, then fine. But I think the guy too who had the biggest pressure on him, the guy Harold Miner coming in saying he was the baby Jordan, he was the next Jordan, never lived up to that.
Well, you basically just stole my next point. So I actually wanted to talk about Harold Miner. I mean, athletically, he had all the tools in the world, and he was spectacular. I mean, he won the slam dunk contest, I think twice, if I'm not mistaken. What can you recall when you remember Harold Miner? Did you feel that he had the potential to be better than he actually was?
Well, yeah, he had the potential. He was athletic, no doubt about it. But, he needed work on his jump shot. It just needed to get better all around as far as offensively and defensively. He had some issues, but he was a heck of a talent, but never got the full potential out of his game.
Now, if you look back at the 1980s and 1990s, who do you feel was the biggest what-if in terms of got hurt too early or had some off-the-court demons? Who do you feel could have been in the let's not say in the GOAT conversation, but could have been like in the legend conversation, but was cut short because of whatever reasons?
Oh man, that's a pretty good one there. I thought a guy too. He had a great 8-year career, but I thought it was cut a little short. A guy who came out of high school with me was Clark Kellogg, who was a heck of a player. He was a prototypical power forward. I mean, but with the knee injuries, kind of cut his career short. But let me tell you, he was something.
Now, you played not only in the NBA, but you also played in Europe twice. You were very successful over there. You're still a legend in Europe. What was the biggest transition for you from being an American coming to Europe, not speaking the language, being an alien? Back in the 90s, you didn't have that many black people there. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. What was it like for you being in Europe?
Getting used to the fans. They're the most fanatical people in the world. When you get coin thrown at you and players in the building, I mean, it was nuts. I've never seen anything like that. But once you get used to it, it's like normal. But I think that one of the biggest things that I had to get used to is only 3 timeouts a half.
Yes.
I'm like, do we get another timeout? I need to blow. I'm like 37 years old, man. We need more than 3 timeouts. But again, it's things you get used to. I went over there. I think I was like 240 pounds. When I came back from Greece, I was 218. I mean, you lose weight because you run. It's nothing but running.
There's one thing that always bothered me a great deal. When you came back and you played for the San Antonio Spurs, this is actually, I mentioned earlier, one of your greatest accomplishments. I thought your run with the Spurs was incredible. You were 37 years old, you were about to turn 38, and you were the best player on the team. What do you recall from that season?
Well, you know what? Popovich was great after he took over. And matter of fact, the year I was there, that's when his coaching debut, because he fired Bob Hill during that time. And, one thing I will say about Pop, and that's why I love him to this day, he let me play my game. He let me do my thing. And he used to say, I remember one game, I had like 18 rebounds and I had like, probably 20-some points. And he said, we lost the game, but he came along and he said, hey, look, we don't run nothing for Dominique. He just goes out and gets it. He got 18 rebounds. We got a big guy on the team. You get 3 and 4 rebounds. And, I was feeling myself, I was like, okay, he really likes me. I'm doing my thing. The next game I had 4 rebounds. And he said, forget about that speech I just said last game about me. But he was great. He just let me play my game. I think I averaged, 18, 19,
yes.
Coming off the bench that year. But because I didn't mind playing a role, because I was there with Sean Elliott and David Robinson, all those guys, and I really enjoyed my time in San Antonio.
Okay, what was the reason why you didn't resign? Because I think you only stayed for 1 season and I never got it.
Yeah, I mean, when I look back, that's a long time ago. I can't remember the exact reason. Probably because I knew they was going to get Tim Duncan, so I gave up my number. That's not the real reason.
Oh, okay. But, I was about to say.
No, that's not the real reason. No, it was just, I wanted to play 1 more year with my brother. I think that was the real reason in Orlando.
Okay, that is something that I can't understand. But now, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Dominique Wilkins. Sounds like championship material to me.
I left too early.
Yeah, 1 year too early.
Too early.
1 year too early. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd have been a fun team to play with. Those 2 big guys, and Sean Elliott and Avery, and those. Oh man, that'd have been a great team.
Now, you ended your career playing for the Orlando Magic with a very unsatisfying ending. Actually, I made a video about that. Players that deserved a better career ending. But you explained that on NBA Open Court, saying that Chuck Daly, God bless his soul, didn't want to tell you that he told you that he needed more scoring, which is outlandish.
Well, I was leading the league in points per minute at that point. And he came to me and said, I'm going to start Matt Harpering because we need more scoring. I stopped him. I said, Coach, hold up. Wait. I said, I'm a big boy. I said, don't insult my intelligence. I'm leading the league in points per minute. I said, if you want to start these younger guys, go ahead. I had no problem with that, but don't insult my intelligence, And I knew at that point, and the league has changed. It was more about developing and those sort of things instead of winning. And so I decided, you know what? I'm done after the season.
Okay. Well, your son in terms of dunks, Vince Carter, came into the NBA and basically shocked everybody. I recently saw a video you talking to Vince and you guys exchanging your thoughts on dunks and everything. What was your first thought when you saw Vince dunk?
I was like, wow, what? This guy, I mean, he at 6'4", 6'5", could fly like that. He might be 6'6". He might be 6'6". But man, what an incredible athlete. I love Vince Carter. I enjoy watching him, even to this day, to travel around, the country with him now, as a retired guy and still involved with the Hawks and see our young guys. And then you have a veteran like Vince come on your team who's been around 3 decades. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see his career and how it evolved. And I'm a fan of Vince.
Now, obviously, you're keeping yourself busy. It's not like your career is over and you're spending 24 hours on the couch. You're still very active. I mean, I follow you on social media. It kind of looks like you're even more busy now that you're retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a foundation, the Culture City Foundation. What is your foundation about?
Well, Culture City is a doctor out of Birmingham and his wife who really founded Culture City, and is dealing with sensory needs, helping people to reintegrate themselves back in society when you're in public or to a game or a social event where, you know, those sensory needs kind of kick in, so you can go to what we call quiet places or sensory rooms where they can go and balance themselves out and reenter in society. So it's a foundation we're very proud of. I'm the chairman of the board of Culture City, but it's been a life-changing experience for me because I have a daughter with special needs, so it hits near and dear to my heart.
Dominique, it was an honor to have you on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Anytime.